YouTube was cracking, man. So today we going over Monday Night Raw, July 7th, Netflix edition. Y'all, we are going over and we're going to recap Raw. Man, let's hit this intro.
Commandments, one. Man, can't tell me nothing about this coke. Can't tell me nothing about this crack, this weed.
So first things first, we had Bron Breakker, Seth Rollins, and Bronson Reed come in and talk to us. Finally, we had Bron Breakker take that mic and talk. Y'all see what's going on here? Yeah, last week, this is Plan B. It was him. He screwed Plan B. This is what he was doing now. Then he takes the mic. You know, Seth and Paul Heyman were both looking at each other like, who gonna stop him? They not gonna let him do it? Come on now. Then you had Bronson Reed talk. That was cool to hear him talk because you haven't heard him talk for real. And then he started talking about how he tsunami'd Seth Rollins. He tsunami'd the respect out of Seth Rollins, y'all. That was hard. You know, all this is summing up. You know, I kind of like how they played that. I thought that was pretty good. Then we had Seth Rollins. Then we had Paul Heyman talk. You know, Paul Heyman did his little blah, 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 blah. He did his thing, you know what I'm saying? Paul Heyman, not a prediction, it's a spoiler. You know, we always love Paul Heyman. You know, my name is Paul Heyman. But yeah, and then we had Seth Rollins just say, welcome to Monday Night Rollins, y'all. Y'all, you know how we do it on this, y'all. We do a scale. We're going to leave it at the dope, mediocre, or straight up garbage can trash. I'm going to put this in the dope category because the reason why it's dope is because Bronson Reed finally got to talk and Bron Breakker finally got to talk. That's why it's part of the dope category. Next, we had Kairi Sane versus Roxanne Perez. Couple botches in the match, I can't lie. Let's be real, it was a lot of botches in the match, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, Kairi Sane got the win, and this was just to obviously hype up Evolution, because you know they were gonna add them to a tag team. I mean, that was the whole purpose of it. I mean, there's really nothing more to really say about it. Asuka came out and she saved the day, and they now teaming back up. And I am a big fan of this. Honestly, I thought it was a good part of the show. I thought it was a good part of the show. I'm gonna leave that at mediocre. And the reason why I say mediocre is because the match could have been better. I'm going to be real. The match could have been better. But I am happy that they're in the tag team match. And I do think that they're going to win. Like Paul Heyman says, it's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. So then you had Sami Zayn get interviewed. Boom, boom, boom. And obviously after the interview, you kind of knew that Karrion Kross was going to come. His wife came. Started talking to her, Kathy Kelly, and then boom, you know, Sami Zayn made his intro. Karrion Kross comes in. We're going to see this week after week after week. We got to finally see, you know, they said, actually, I'm moving too fast. We got to see what's this whole storyline is all about. I'm interested. I want to know. Because obviously they got him facing Bron Breakker. And then, so you know what Sami Zayn, he's going to show heart. He's a dog, man. We love Sami Zayn. He gives it up for the fans. I'm kind of interested to see if Sami Zayn going to bring that dark side back in him because he's kind of adding up to it. Karrion Kross keeps getting to him. He going to bring that dog and bring that dark side out in him. So, I'm going to say he got beat up and then he told, hey, he's good to go. He's good to go. So, Bron Breakker came out like a freaking fiend, bro. He was hunting his prey. Sami Zayn was cooked. We all knew that from the beginning. So Bron Breakker did his thing, and then Sami came back a little bit, and then Bron Breakker freaking speared the crap out of him 3 times, y'all. So I'm going to lead that into dope, and the reason why I'm putting it in dope is because the storyline is going to continue. I am really interested to see what Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross is going to look like. And another reason why I said dope is because Bron Breakker said in the locker room after Paul Heyman came back, was like, ha, 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 Sami Zayn's going to be out for a couple weeks. He said, and I quote, "Now the only thing what we're gonna do about Karrion Kross, because now I'm worried if people are gonna think that I can't do it by myself. This storyline is about to cook with Braun Breaker, y'all. I can't wait for this, y'all. That is dope. That is dope. That is dope. And if you don't understand why that's dope, it's gonna all fall into place. It's all gonna fall into place. I am really enjoying this. I'm really, really happy about this because everything's gonna play out, especially when Braun Breaker ends up leaving that group. Everything's gonna play out perfectly, y'all. It's gonna play out perfectly. Something's gonna happen, you know, and they're gonna shoot Braun Breaker up to superstar level. That's the whole reason why he's in this group and the whole reason why he's a Paul Heyman guy now. So I'm gonna put that dope. And then Seth Rollins said, "Hey, what you laughing about? You know, Big Bronson Reed, Jey Uso still walking, blase blase." Y'all, this whole night was all about them. It was about Seth, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman. Whatever this group name is, it was all about them. It was the night of them. It was the night of the Big B's and Seth and Paul. Good old man Paul. So if you didn't watch Monday Night Raw, all you need to know is the whole Monday Night Raw was about them. Quite frankly. Am I mad about it? I mean, not really, but I thought it could be more to Monday Night Raw than just Seth, Braun, and Bronson. That was kind of trash, I ain't gonna lie. We got Becky Lynch and Valkyria, and she called out, the reason why I like that, and I'm gonna put that at dope, is because she called out Bayley, and she said that Bayley is just like Becky Lynch. Yeah, Valkyria is turning heel. My thoughts, she's turning heel. She's going to find a way to get that championship back by any means necessary, and she's going to turn heel. And Bayley is going to be another like another friend, screw her over, and she's going to turn heel. I got a big feeling. I got a good feeling. If not that, then Bayley's going to turn heel. One of those two are winning the championship. I don't think Becky's going to win at all. I'm going to rate that whole segment as dope because it built up pretty good to Evolution. Also, guys, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're enjoying this video, y'all. We are moving up, y'all. We are starting this channel, and I want y'all to enjoy it because I love talking about wrestling. I love this WWE content. So, back to the action, y'all. This was all about like hyping up Evolution, hyping up Evolution, hyping up Evolution, hyping up Saturday Night Main Event. I saw so many hype ups, y'all. It was crazy. We're gonna call it Hype Up Monday Night Raw. We're gonna call it Evolution / Monday Night Raw. It was so much cut scenes. It was so much trailers. It was so much Miami versus Io Sky hype up. It was just so much hyping up in the 2 hours and 30 minutes. It really wasn't that much wrestling. I mean, it was a decent Monday Night Raw, but you know, anyways, back to it. I'm gonna put that in the dope category. I like that. I thought it was pretty good. Then we had Big Bronson Reed, Jey Uso. That was a trash match. I mean, be honest with you. I love my yeet, Jey Uso. I mean, at the end of the day, he just threw a chair at him and then hit him with 2 tsunamis. That's not going to take Jey Uso out. You know, what was the whole point of Seth Rollins saying, "Oh, Jey Uso's still walking"? Yeah. If that's what they want to say and take out Jey Uso for a little bit, for that, no. Terrible. Garbage can. That was, no. I thought it was cool that Jey Uso was beating him up after a while and all that good stuff, but I thought it was going to be more damage to him. I mean, wasn't that the whole point? Wasn't that the whole point was to apply pressure and probably damage to Jey Uso? I don't know. Am I tripping? Am I? I don't know. Y'all let me know down in the comments because I think that was pretty trash. Trash category. Bronson Reed, Jey Uso. On to the next. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, y'all. Bang. But now it's time for El Grande Americano. El Grande Americano. But yeah, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I enjoyed this a lot. You know, we all know it's Ludwig Kaiser underneath that mask. But I think this is going to be a pretty cool storyline. So whenever Chad Gable come back, he's going to come back as El Grande Americano. And then Ludwig Kaiser is going to be El Grande Americano. And then they had the backstage where Alpha made, and they made that storyline just so much better. And the match was fire, you know. He's really not no luchador, high flyer guy, you know what I'm saying? Chad Gable can do it. But Luka Kaiser, he's more of a powerhouse banger like Sheamus, you know. But I think he's gonna hold this pretty well. I'm gonna put that as dope category. I love it. Michael Cole makes it so much better. Yeah, this was a pretty good part to Monday Night Raw. I thoroughly enjoy El Grande Americano. Ooh. Then we had Goldberg and Gunther finally meet up and talk. This is cool. I loved it. Goldberg came in, applied that pressure. He said, no talking. Let's get straight to it. He pulled up, drifting. I thought that was cool. He said, yeah, I thought that was a pretty good segment. Gunther came out and it finally transitioned. So last week it felt like people were cheering more so for Gunther because, you know, Goldberg didn't feel like that alpha, like, you know, comeback. He's gonna come back, make a comeback. He just was so cocky, and nobody likes a really cocky person, you know, unless you're Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief. You feel me? But it was more so like he was giving off the cocky heel vibe instead of like the baby face. Oh, this is my last match. I gotta do it for my family. You know, it was just more so like a heel cocky vibe that Goldberg came out. So today was so much better for it. It was a good hype up. Smacked the mic out of there, and it was cool to see that, you know, he didn't spear him and Gunther came out. Gunther is a great heel. I thought his last reign was boring, but I hope this is going to be so much better because they pushing him so much better, especially with this Goldberg match. I think this is going to be pretty good for him. Hopefully Goldberg isn't trash in the match because it's likely he is going to be trash in the match, but I'm hoping that it's not. Fingers crossed on that one though. So Goldberg, Gunther, I'm gonna put that as dope. It filled the right amount of time. It was not too much. It was not too less. It was perfect. Then we got the main event. Cero, Hierro, Penta, Seth Rollins. It did exactly how I thought it was gonna be. Seth Rollins headbutted him and hit him in the nuts, and that was the end of that match. And he called in his reinforcements, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, to take Penta out. But then we knew who was coming. I mean, at the beginning, you kind of had to know who was going to come. L.A. Knight. Yeah. So, I mean, that was just a good hype up for Saturday Night Main Event. Y'all, everything is building. The storyline was building. I thought it was pretty good Raw overall. I will put Penta versus Seth Rollins in the dope category. You can't call none of Penta matches trash. And especially a guy with Seth freaking Rollins. And then how LA Knight came in. Thought it was cool. Dude, like, let's talk about freaking Braun Breaker flying over the freak rails. Yeah, that was funny. He flew over that thing like, oh. My man's was stuck on the rail like this. I thought that was pretty dope, yeah, because, you know, Braun Breaker, he a freaking psychopath. He do his thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Braun Breaker is the future, y'all. So, yeah, overall, what I thought about Monday Night Raw, I'll give this a mediocre Monday Night Raw, and I'm going to give it on a letter grade. I'm going to give it a C+ Monday Night Raw. Could have been better, but it wasn't, you know, the worst. It was just mediocre, y'all. So, I mean, quite frankly, hopefully next week is going to be better. I think next week's going to be better. But I'm more so excited for SmackDown. I'm fully invested into SmackDown. Y'all going to be ready for that SmackDown breakdown too, y'all. But this was a good hype up, and it was a good show before the pay-per-views. So, I mean, I can't be really mad at it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, we about to see Goldberg's last match. We about to see an all-women pay-per-view. I love it, you know. I mean, who doesn't? If you love WWE, for me personally, I'm gonna watch every pay-per-view. So, I mean, they did their job. They built it up. They were supposed to build it up, especially this is the last Monday Night Raw. But personally, I wanted to see the build-up, but also more wrestling, you know, more wrestling. That's all I am. So I'm gonna give it a C+, like I said. I'm gonna give it a mediocre, y'all. So with that being said, like I always say, I ain't gonna say nothing more, nothing less. I'm gonna see y'all at the next breakdown, SmackDown edition. Until next video, I'm gone. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace.